Are you searching for that ideal real estate investment and considering Long Beach, California? For those of you who don't know, Long Beach is the southernmost coastal city in all of Los Angeles County and borders right up to Orange County. This makes this a really logical place to start looking for real estate. But what neighborhood do you look in? Long Beach is more like a small county than a city, and it's not just price point. There's so many different types of neighborhoods with different kinds of properties that have different feels and vibes, and although they're all connected and similar, they're all very different. You could write a book about all the different Long Beach neighborhoods, and we're not going to write a book right here. Let me sum it up for you and give you an overview of major Long Beach neighborhoods and what to look for. Well, we'll start with downtown. It's probably what most people think of when they think of Long Beach. We all recognize the downtown skyline. We've got the high rises with the condominiums. There's multiple neighborhoods there, everything from the old Wilmore district with the historic homes to the East Village to the Promenade, of course the Ocean Corridor along Ocean Boulevard. There's the DRC, which is the Downtown Residential Council, and the DLBA, which are great places to find out more about those neighborhoods and the businesses in downtown Long Beach. The second most popular place that probably people at least think of when they think of Long Beach is Belmont Shore. You have that iconic 2nd Street with the bars and restaurants and Panama Joe's and Nick's, Legends, those sorts of places. And most of the real estate is residential real estate anyways, are houses on small lots, more like a beach kind of house, and smaller apartments, older buildings. Most of it was developed in like the 20s and maybe 30s or 40s, although many have been redone. Kind of interesting with the houses, not a lot of backyards, and most of them are more set up around the front yard for people to socialize and walk around and talk with each other. It's close to Alamitos Beach and the bike path and all the stuff that goes down there. It's a great place to have fun, great place to be for people young and young at heart. For a completely different feel, but yet something that is uniquely Long Beach, you've got to check out Naples. Now, this is an affluent neighborhood that actually sits on 3 separate islands in the Alamitos Bay. And it's just a little bit south or closer to Seal Beach than Belmont Shore. Not a lot of apartments or condos, there's a few. It's mostly single family residents on small lots. And also you've got houses that are off the water. You have houses that are the most affordable, if you will. Then you have the ones that are on the canals. And there's canals where they have gondolas that go around and people go around in boats and walk around the canals. And there's some that are actually on the canals, which is just fantastic. And then for the more expensive ones, generally speaking, you have some that are on open water and some have some fairly large boat docks. Naples is fun. I highly recommend just walking around the canals, not the sidewalks. Walk around the canals and you'll see people sitting out in their little back area, having wine, talking with friends and neighbors, and it's just got a cool vibe. You'll see people on paddle boards. At Halloween, the way they dress their houses up and people trick or treat, it is the most popular place in town for Halloween. And then Christmas, forget about it. It's great, it's gorgeous. All the lights and everything there. Naples is truly a fun, fabulous place, and it is certainly a very Long Beach neighborhood. So another fantastic Long Beach neighborhood is Park Estates. Now, completely different feel than Belmont Heights or Naples or anything like that. It's still close enough to those areas, right off of Pacific Coast Highway. People drive by it every day and have no idea that it exists. It has large lots, wide streets, big, beautiful trees. It's fantastic. There's a homeowners association, but all the homes were custom done. So Lloyd Whaley developed it back in 1948, if you can think of that period of time. So they had the large lots, and They have a homeowners association, an architecture committee and all that, but each home was individually developed. So what came out of that is some fantastic houses and architecture. This includes Kenneth Wing, Paul Tay, Paul Revere Williams, and for you architecture enthusiasts, you could geek out over some other names and some cool things that were built in there. Now, if you can't make your mind up between Belmont Heights and Park Estates, there's always Alamitos Heights, which is kind of like not only literally between them, it's kind of a great compromise, if you will, or a great blend. It has larger lots, 6,500 square feet, so it's not as big as some of the larger Park Estates lots, but it is as some of the larger Belmont Heights lots. Many of the homes were built in the 20s, 30s, 40s. They're individually developed, so it's not so much tract homes. It's near a recreation park, golf course, and the Colorado Lagoon. You're still kind of close to Belmont Shore and what have you. Yeah, Alamitos Heights is another great Long Beach neighborhood that a lot of people just aren't aware of. Another completely different neighborhood in Long Beach is called El Dorado Park Estates, and not to be confused with Park Estates, it's El Dorado Park Estates. That is on the far east, southeast part of town that's near the 605. It's actually the other side, the south side of the 605. Built in the 1960s by S&S Home. They actually built it in 4 different quadrants, so there's little different time periods for each of them, but all basically in the 60s up to maybe up to 1970, let's say. They all have a very specific feel. They're pretty much that quintessential 70s, 60s Southern California home that you think of in the tract homes for that. So they're 1-story and 2-story. They're well-built, nice, popular homes named after the park, El Dorado Park, which they're near, a huge park in Long Beach. And part of why they're so popular is the Newcomb School over there that goes up into the 8th grade. So the next area, I'm probably gonna unfairly chunk it all together into the east area of Long Beach, not to be confused with the east side. So when I'm saying the east area, I'm meaning above Cal State Long Beach, up towards Lakewood, and they're known as Los Altos, Carson Park, Lakewood Plaza. Lakewood Plaza includes the famous Cliff May Rancho homes. There's Stratford Square, Art Craft Manor. There's La Marina Estates in the X-1800s, which are, I guess, technically part of Los Altos. All those neighborhoods are we'll call that east area of Long Beach. We don't really think of them as tract homes, although they technically are, and probably some of the first in the United States. They're these quintessential sort of post-World War II houses. The vast majority of them are on raised foundation. They were all built originally single story, although some now have a second story. Most have 2-car garages, though. There's little sections that have 1-car garages. Some are detached 2-car garages and some are connected. It just kind of depends on which neighborhood and development and that sort of thing. People love them. They're great neighborhoods. We get a lot of people, especially from like Los Angeles, who don't quite want that Orange County feel. They like having some yard space. The lots are generally from 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. Again, with that raised foundation and that kind of, a lot of them came with hardwood floors, and a lot of the new and sort of upgrades and improvements that people put in them really got a great feel. Getting a lot of people coming from Los Angeles that are really starting to appreciate the kind of what's old is new sort of thing. So that's that east area of Long Beach with some fantastic little neat neighborhoods I encourage you to really check out. And they're almost all single family homes. Not all of them, but most. So the next area, I'll just lump that together and we'll call the Bixby area. What a neat part and place of Long Beach that so many people just don't know exists. I'll divide the Bixby area into maybe 3 sort of chunks. One is California Heights, which is actually technically a historic district. So if you're going to plan on renovating a home there or changing anything, there's a lot of extra overlays and rules, which in one hand may feel like a hassle, but it helps protect the integrity and the feel of the neighborhood. You know you're there when there's gas lamp kind of looking street lights and cement streets. It's got just a great kind of old school, sort of like a miniature Pasadena sort of feel to it, and that's California Heights. And then you have Bixby Knolls, which might be, is for the most part, a little slightly more expensive than Cal Heights, kind of depending. Some larger lots, wide streets in Bixby Knolls. The commercial district is in Bixby Knoll, which is lately has been really revitalizing, which I think is really adding to the value and the quality of life in this Bixby area. So you have the Bixby Knolls, and then you have what we'll call the Los Cerritos or Virginia Country Club area. Virginia Country Club is an exclusive, beautiful, great country club, has a fantastic golf course. Also, the homes around Virginia Country Club, in this Virginia Country Club, Los Cerritos area, there's some neat homes. In fact, you almost don't feel like you're in California. They're large lots. There's a different kind of architecture and a feel. In fact, I like to say they co-star in a lot of movies that you wouldn't know are in Southern California, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, American Pie, Donnie Darko. Those are actually all filmed in houses. At least all the home scenes are in Virginia Country Club, right here in Long Beach. Other areas, well, let's face it, we barely scratched the surface. There's a lot of areas and specific neighborhoods in Long Beach that are so worth exploring and learning about, and great places to invest, both for your primary home or as a landlord. Those areas include Lakewood Village, Bixby Hill, Bixby Village, North Long Beach, West Side, East Side, Central Long Beach, Spinnaker Bay, Bay Harbor, Alamitos Beach, Bluff Heights, Traffic Circle, the Peninsula, College Park Estates, Island Village, Carroll Park, Wrigley, and the Zephyria District. That's just to name the few that come to my mind. So, bottom line, if you're looking to explore Long Beach neighborhoods, talk to somebody who knows, do your research, and of course, here at the Mike Dunfee Group, we'd be more than happy